Hi there, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about crankshaft modifications and the seal on the back of the engine. Originally, when the V8 was introduced with the S2, the seal on the back of the engine was a scroll type seal. So that means there's in the back plate, this is a modified back plate, but there was a thread on the inside, and that was close on the flange of the crankshaft, which meant when the crankshaft's spinning and oil was getting thrown out, it's hitting the thread and getting thrown back in the engine. That's the basic way it works, but correct me if there's anything else to be said on that. But what that meant is that there was no physical seal, and if your engine level was very high, you park on a slope, oil will just leak out the back, and they're prone to oil leaks. So in 78, 79 with the Shadow 2 B series engine, not the first Shadow 2s but the later Shadow 2s B series, they modified the crankcase to take a backplate with a seal in it, a rubber seal, a lip seal. Now that meant that a lot of less oil was lost, but it does also mean that you can now modify the earlier type engines to take this type of seal. What you need to do obviously is take the gearbox out, take the ring gear off, which will expose the back of the crank here. The back plate is fitted on the back of the crankcase like this. 2 bolts underneath that hold the sump on, and a ring of bolts around here. That will come off, it's pressed on with the dowels, but then you expose the back of the crank. Now we've taken the extension piece off this one. I think some are fitted with an extension piece, some aren't. We've taken it off to show how the seal is fitted, but the new seal will fit straight over this flinger, which is part of the setup on the early type of seal. If there's any issues with this, if this is bent or it's damaged, or if it touches the back plate, the new back plate, then what you can do is you can actually remove this part, this outer ring, and replace it with this sleeve, which is the correct size for the seal. These seals are a bit fiddly to fit, because when they're in the back plate and you're putting them on, if you haven't taken the sump off, then you'll have taken the back plate off with the sump. You'll have to cut a bit of sump gasket and try and get it all in there together, or the ideal way is to remove the sump and fit a new sump gasket when this is in place. But if you're trying to do it with the sump in place, you might just want to undo the sump around and drop it a bit. But you've got to slide this seal over the back of the crank, and that can be quite fiddly to get it all in line together. The advantage of these seals we've got in now is that they come with this applicator. Basically it's flared at the back, so you fit that on the seal here, and then you squeeze it down so that the flare on the applicator just opens up that seal slightly just to get it over. And then the idea is that you can just slide it on like that. That's now on easily, and it should aid the fitment. If there's any questions, then feel free to ask, and we've got the seals available. They'll go straight in the B series onwards backplate, or if you wanted to carry out the mod and you need the complete backplate assembly, we've got backplates with the seals in stock. So whatever you want to do, we're kitted out for it.